Test, test, test.
Hi guys, so after all the palaver yesterday or the other day with the horse, the item frames and the cats and dogs and stuff going missing, it works out that actually the horse was here the whole time and was just invisible, which is great. So at least the horse is here. I suppose if I'd have logged off and logged back on, then I probably would have saved a couple of minutes of running around like a crazy thing trying to get back to the hub. Anyway, so I did a bit of work yesterday off camera with the beacon. That is now fully working. So if I come across and take a look. So down here, I should really harvest that, shouldn't I? Okay. So we've got the beacon running, and without going right at the top, we might be able to see it, will we? Just about make it out. If I stand on here, maybe you can see it. There's a 7x7 glass glass panel at the top. Orange glass. Not that that makes any difference to the colour of the beam, but that's what I had in abundance, because I planned to do something similar to the elevator here over this side, but I realised that I'm going to need all of this area dug out rather than having lava everywhere, because I'm not going to be able to store animals and dogs and stuff in here to do the work on the farm. So yeah, that's the plan anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start digging this stuff out and talk a little bit about what the plan is with this thing. So we've obviously got an elevator, minecart elevator over here, and that works really, really well. Don't get any spawns on it, which is brilliant, because obviously we can get a lot of these guys hanging around otherwise. So that's good. Never have any issues. We've put the trapdoor in to stop them spawning on the pressure plate. So we now don't have any rogue carts running up the rail. There are a few small places they can spawn. They can spawn on here. Obviously they can spawn there. It's not great, but I don't really want to put something on here, because I think when I did that with the other woolly Vator like this, WoolyCreeper Vator and Slip Gator, whatever, Slip Woolly Gator Vator, it makes it really difficult to get into the minecart. So yes, you're going to get a few spawns on here, but I don't think that's a big problem. Again, we're going to get some spawns here and here as well, but really not a massive problem. They don't seem to spawn here, which is good. Obviously they'll spawn here and then drop down. And like I said, before the trapdoor was there, they would spawn on the pressure plate, and so they would cause a cart to appear, and then if you had any standing on, and he did spawn up here and drop down, and then somebody came and stood, one of them spawned and stood on the pressure plate, that would obviously cause the minecart to shoot off and carry the pigmen up to the top, which is why we had a few pigmen just randomly appearing at the top for no real good reason. So I'm not going to go through this one I want to show you it. So the hole, but yes, we would get them and they'd be hanging around up here. And obviously all this stuff is non-spawnable. So we've got half slabs, the whole walkway is half slabs all the way through. So every part of this is non-spawnable. I was even careful when placing these blocks to make sure they were non-spawnable. We've got the stairs here, and my wife there, and the glass, so that's not spawnable. Stairs here, not spawnable. Half slabs and half slabs and half slabs. So really, the only place up here that's spawnable is this pressure plate. I guess we could potentially try and do something with the trapdoor again, but I'm not sure how the cactus would cope with that. So probably the simplest thing is to not do that. Okay, so let's pop down here. So we're going with a similar design. I think I may have said the other day we're going with a similar design to the WoolyCreeper. No, not WoolyCreeper. Sorry, Snocrash farm that is Xisumavoid on the Hermitcraft server, with the dogs getting with skeletons and so on. So my task really is to dig this whole thing out down to the same level as this walkway. Really, that will give us the ultimate sort of ability to make any changes we need. So right the way down to here, which is level 6. So we've got a fair amount to dig out. That does mean lots more netherrack, which I guess would be useful because we can cook that down to what should we call it? The nether fortress, nether brick stuff, which I guess we'll probably use for doing some decorative stuff on the outside. So yeah, let's crack on with that. So what's the plan for Ottocraft? At the moment, there's a few guys on here we like to play. Most of them I work with. So we will probably start looking for new members at some point. But certainly initially, we're pretty happy with who we've got on here. There are some cool farm ideas that I want to take on in the next 6 to 8 months, I guess. And I'm also considering, apart from Ottocraft, I'm considering doing my own Let's Play on a world. I found an amazing seed. You guys will love it. It's got some really, really interesting things. If you thought the Doc M seed was good, then this one's like on a par with that, which is brilliant. So yeah, so we'll be pushing the button on doing something there at some point soon. But at the moment, I'm sort of really focused on getting this Wither skeleton farm, because we've got a few beacons in the what's it called, the hub, but really that's it. That was the 5 beacons that I managed to accumulate before we moved to the new area. So yeah, so I think we'll really could do with having some more of those around the place. There are a few places that we need them. So this is my remaining one. I had one spare which we haven't used because we had 5. They made a nice pattern in the odd numbered build that we had at the hub, so I didn't really want to add a 6th because obviously that would make it an even number. So yeah, so that's the plan. Get some more beacons in, start doing some more stuff. We've got the Guardian farms, we don't need to worry about that. We have defeated the Ender Dragon. I have defeated the Ender Dragon. I think we're probably going to reset the end because a couple of the other players on the server really wanted to get involved in that. So we'll need to make sure that that reset so that we can all play that, which will probably happen at lunch one day at work, which obviously is great since we all work together. Right, where did I put the slabs earlier? Okay, so we need to make sure this is spawn proof. We're on level 6 now, so that's good. this is going to take a lot less time than... Oh, we're one short. How's that happened? Did we not harvest them all? Okay, let's stack jump up and have a look. There must be one missing. Must have left one at the top. Oh, there it is. Huh? Yeah, so let's crack on with that at some point, but I think at least for the moment, with the farm is the thing. Oh, that's dangerous, isn't it? There might be lava. Let me. There's definitely not lava there. So if I put a block here and stack up, this is going to be interesting. I guess I'll have to come from... I can hear lava, and that's just the other side of this wall. I guess I'll have to come from this end and work my way back. Hopefully the stream is working for you guys. I'm having some issues with it here. I can't see the stream at the moment, which is a bit pants, but we'll cope. So if you do have any issues, just say something in the chat and I'll reset the stream or whatever if necessary. So I've got to be careful. The lava is at the same level as the top of these this stuff, which means if I break one of the blocks directly under the gravel, here we go. If I break one of the blocks directly into the gravel, then we are in trouble because I'm going to get burnt alive. And I don't have. Do I have fire resist? I do have fire resist. Let's put that on the hotbar, just in case we get a little fiery incident going. At least I can not die. So let's go down here, one block across. Thank you, Mr. Pigman, for moving. Let's come along to another block across. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a staircase. This is so risky. I should really not do it that way. You're in the way now, aren't you? I can't see it far in. Oh, we didn't. Right. Let's. Okay, so there's no lava there. I also did not want to do that. Okay. If there's lava, we'll have to ask cream or something, I don't know. Oh, this works. More backwards. Just conscious of hitting the pigmen, because as we all know, pigmen are pains in the butt. 14. Still the way to go then. What I want to make sure I don't do is I don't leave an area, a spawning area for a ghast, because that will obviously be a real nightmare because of all the gravel. The ghast shooting the gravel will just turn into an entity and will be surrounded by lava. So what is that? That is... Can I see that? That is 11. Okay. Right, so yeah, so we've got quite a good supply actually of a lot of these minerals and resources already on the server. We did quite a bit of mining to do all the different tunnels, and so I've gathered quite a lot of this stuff already, but it's always good to have quartz. We've got a big chest full of the ore unharvested. So we'll, oh look, see that's 7, that's 6, so we are 7 here, so one more and then we'll be done. Aha! There you go, so I can start putting slabs down here. Slab. Yeah, so what's the next thing for this. Once I've dug all this out, which I'm going to do a bit now, I should probably do a bit of a tour as well in a moment. But yeah, I think the biggest thing really is to get as many beacons as possible. They're really handy and they will save so much time. I mean, this digging, for instance, is significantly faster with the beacon. I wouldn't be able to do one row of this in one evening, let alone the whole thing, which I shall probably try and do as much of this as I can tonight. Hopefully I'll get a big chunk of it done, because it's fairly straightforward stuff to do. You don't have to do anything crazy. It's just dig, and away you go. Okay, I don't know if any of you guys watch any of the hermits on Twitch or on YouTube. Hopefully you guys do. It's the same sort of stuff that I watch. It's the stuff that really kind of gives me inspiration of what to build in the game. I'm building this because... Oh, pants, come on, move out of the way, Mr. Pigman. Really in the way here. Don't want to hit you. Maybe I should have got a strength beacon as well, so that I could have just one-shot them and got them out of the way. Never mind. Yeah, so those guys give me the inspiration to build some cool things, and a lot of the stuff in here is built off the back of conversations with the hermits, or off the builds that they've done on the show, on their shows, on their videos. But then also guys like TangoTek and Hypermind, they're also building some really interesting things. I don't know if any of you guys follow Snocrash, but the cathedral build that he's just made is just immense. It looks so ridiculously detailed. I know it's just made out of blocks and there's not many textures in the game, but wow, it really is amazing. It's sort of the stuff that at the moment I can only dream of being able to build. I just don't have the oh, come on, Pigman, move out of the way. Oh, jeez Louise. Right, we've got an infestation of pigmen now from doing all this, which is not ideal. And there's little mini guys here as well. Come on, you guys, move out of the way, please. I'm just trying to get rid of all of this netherrack here. Hopefully there's no lava. I'm really lucky with the amount or lack of lava down here. Normally it's quite frequent, so hopefully that stays the case. Piggy, move out of the way. Come on, Piggy, thank you. Right, go for a walk through. I've got blocks in the hotbar if I need them. What's there? We should soon be getting to the other end, surely. There we are. That's the other end. Oh, I don't want to do that. Oh, look at this guy, he's just killed himself. That was a shame. Real shame. Alright, let's get some blocks in here. Some slabs in here. Once we've got the slabs in here, I think we're pretty much set, because we can dig up above and then drop down onto the slabs ultimately. And nothing was spawned down here, so we should slowly reduce the number of pigmen. I'm going to do something ridiculously crazy. I'm going to just walk forwards with this. Hope God that there's no sorry for the artifacts in the stream, but that is going to look horrific. But it looks like we've been safe so far. Oh, sorry. Right, I think I'm going to do this one, and then we're going to take a break and move up to something different, because this this isn't exactly the most enthralling thing to be showing off. You've all seen netherrack being mined before, I'm sure. I just can't reach that last bit, can I? What can we do about that? So if I put a block here, my issue is I'm not going to be able to get up to it, am I? So I need to do a block there, block there. Right, and do I need to fill this back in? Probably wouldn't hurt. Okay, stuck up to here. Right, yeah, that's why I can't get any of this. Okay. Sorry, Piggy, you're having a bit of a fall. Is he alive? He's alive. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to be able to kind of mine, walking backwards without falling down and getting, without doing that, and getting loads and loads of blocks at once. Oh, that works. I mean, just a bit more subdued. Alright, let's see if anything's in the chat. No, you guys are not very talkative tonight. Concerned about hitting the stuff to the right. I can imagine whacking that and just there's so much lava around here, it's unreal. Massive lava lake. It's like something out of a horror film. Depths of hell or something. Horrendous. Right. Not many more to go. So of all the builds that you've seen on the stuff that you guys watch, what sort of stuff do you find the most interesting? What stuff do you like to build yourself? What inspiration do you have? Just put some stuff down in the chat, or reach out to me on Twitter, send me a tweet. I'll be intrigued, because you know I want some inspirational stuff to build as well. So if there's stuff that you guys really want to see, then let me know. You know, I'm happy to build some cool stuff. I'm not a massively talented builder as far as sort of aesthetics is concerned. I do try, but I think the only way you can get better at that stuff is by practice. So yeah, I'm obviously going to be practicing a lot to get better at it, but I'm certainly willing to give this stuff a try. If you guys have got anything that you would like to see, I've obviously filled it on netherrack. So let's get some more of that. A bit over here. Okay. So yeah, so we'll finish this last bit off. It looks like there's only a few blocks left to go. And then what I'll do is I'm going to staircase up on the next line, and I'll put down, I'll stack jump up, and I'm going to put down some slabs and staircase my way. Don't destroy all of this because I want to get that back up there. Okay, so we're going to need to make some space. What can I get rid of? Well, there's a chest over there, so I can go and put some of this netherrack away. Right, let's go and do that. Oops, that's somewhere I got a bit trigger happy with the old haste 2 and the pickaxe of like efficiency 5 or whatever. So let's go in here and deposit this stuff. Wow, This is like a farm in itself. Just the number of pigmen that are spawning down here. We must have, what, 50 of them? Oh, let's have a look. How many have we got? 57 entities all told. So that's pretty cool. Some space in here. Let's chuck some that way. Let's chuck some of that way. Okay, we've nearly filled the chest, so I want one stack though, really, don't I? Come on, pigman, out of the way. Get out of my face. One stack, because I need that to stack this up with. How's my pickaxe doing? Come on. Wow. Silk touch, efficiency 5, and breaking 3, and I've already half used it just doing this one bit. It was so much easier when I was filling in the lava with sand and gravel, because you could just mine it so quickly with the spade. I mean, admittedly, I had to repair the spade a few times, but that only takes 1 diamond. It's not like massively resource intensive to repair a spade, but a pickaxe is 3 diamonds. I mean, I don't know what I'm worried about. I think I've got like a stack of diamond blocks or something crazy. So I don't want to do that, do I? Stupid. Yeah, so I've got like a stack of diamond blocks. So I'm not really hard pressed for diamonds, but you know, nobody wants to waste them. Actually, yeah, I could potentially have made the portal and mixed up diamonds and emeralds, because we've got a really good villager trade in the hub. I'll show you that in a sec. But we've got a really, really good villager trade, so you know you can do some pretty good trading. Get yourself some nice tools. We've got the carrot and potato farm, which is great for. This is risky, isn't it? Which is great for trading with the villagers. Ow! They really go for that stuff. So we don't want to hit him. How can we do this without hitting him? I really don't like doing this sort of stuff. It's so amazingly scary. Then they get angry. They like to take my life. Nobody really likes their life taken in Minecraft, so well, in any sense, I guess. Yeah. So, what's the plan for the channel? I've already spoke about on Twitch, but we are going to do some videos on YouTube. My home office is currently waiting for the last coat of paint on it. We've got a desk to go in there. And I shall get the iMac up. Yes, I use an iMac to play Minecraft, and I don't see that 108 frames a second is a bad number for a game running at 2560 by 1440. So before you say, "Oh, you should get a PC," or any of those things, don't bother, because it's not going to change. Because I don't think it's necessary. I can understand why some people might need if they're playing GTA or something, they might need a more powerful spec machine. But this is ideal for the stuff that I need to do, the work that I do, and for streaming and for recording YouTube videos. It's got a good amount of storage, which is always good, and it's fast and it looks nice. Which it's also important. Some of these home-rolled machines, they might be amazing, but they look like rubbish, and I don't want that. So okay, so the plan is, I think, is probably to start doing some videos with this new seed that I told you about. Now, excuse me, the seed has Mushroom Island within viewing distance of spawn. So you stand on spawn and you can see the Mushroom Island directly in front of you, and that's pretty cool because you've got an immediate source of food and an immediate safe haven, because no mobs is going to spawn other than the mushroom cows. Ow, that really hurt. No mobs other than mushroom cows are going to spawn, which means you've got a bit of safety for a little while. And also, you've got... we should want to get rid of this as well. How can we get rid of this easily? Oh. I've got the ladder now, haven't I? The ladder, the staircase. Oh, that's it. I could have used ladders. I've got 52 of them. Sometimes I don't think. So it's got the mushroom island right near spawn. So first night's great because you can just harvest a bunch of trees. There's a load of trees on the island, so you can harvest the trees first night. Make your way across to the mushroom island, and whilst you're over there, you can let's get a slab of, let's get a block there that I can stand up. Yes, you got all that food that you can get, all the leather. There's a good desert nearby. There's an ice spikes biome, so you got a good supply of the ice and stuff that you're going to need for building any farms that might be needed. So I think it's a really great seed. So that'll be probably a YouTube Let's Play, maybe some streaming as well. See how I get on. Definitely don't want to be breaking anything here. That is really the plan for that. I'm also going to try and get some of the other guys who play on Ottocraft to come on the stream with me. It's a bit difficult, it's quite late here. It's what time is it? It's nearly 11 PM, which is in the UK, which is late for some. So I might not be able to get these guys in, but we're trying to maybe do a daytime stream or something. Maybe we can get like a lunchtime stream with the guys in the office. Maybe we'll do the dragon fight or something. That would be pretty cool if we could get that. Sorted. Right, let's get my Twitch refreshed so I can see what's going on, because I seem to have a distinct lack of anything showing up on Twitch at the moment on my other machine, which is slightly disturbing. So let's crack on with this. Oh, there we are. That's better. So it is working. Don't stand there. Really? Are you going to stand there? I can't put the block in above you now. Oh, silly pig man. Oh, come on over here. So... there you are. He's walked out now. That's good. So that'd be good. Get some of the guys on as well. Introduce some of the guys to Twitch streaming. Get them on here so you guys can meet them. And get to know the other players on the server, we'll be pushing forwards with some of our new farms that I've got in mind. I'm thinking that I might need to put some more beacons in here. I'm thinking that with the farm where it's going to be up here, you've all seen this mod before. If you haven't seen the mod before, this is the bounding box outline reloaded mod that I built. It's very similar to the Cabo mod of the same name, bounding box outline, and he's the Nether Fortress one, isn't he? Then there's the 4POC, which is an open source mod, and so this has taken some of the ideas, some of the principles from that. Added some of the new structures in the game, like motion monuments and so on. Got a few interesting options, a few interesting things it can do. So, for instance, I'm on a vanilla server here. It's not modded, it doesn't have Forge on it. This is a vanilla client, it doesn't have Forge on it. In fact, you can see at the top there, vanilla 181. So what that means is that you can actually get the DAT files for the mod, for the server, for the map that you're on, and copy them across to your client. So we have FTP access to the server, which obviously a lot of people do. So you can get the DAT files off your server and onto your client, and hey presto, you can see all the structures that have already been generated. And obviously this doesn't help you with new structures as you explore the world. There is a forged version of the mod that you can use, but yeah, I think they that's okay, but there's some interesting issues that I've found with that already, which are listed on the page. If you want to get this mod, take a look at the description box on Twitch, my about page, and you'll be able to see that you've got a whole sort of link there to the forum. There's all the different versions from 1.7.10 all the way through to 1.8.1. Unfortunately, due to the way they've obfuscated, hidden a code in 1.8 to 1.8.2, 1.8.3, 1.8.4, I've not been able to make this work with those yet. But I am working on it. When I have something to show, I'll announce something. But yeah, at the moment, it's really tricky to work with those versions. So I'm just going to push forwards with that offline, and then when I've got something to show, I shall let you guys have it. I shall put it out in the wild. The code for this is on GitHub. So if you're really interested, have a look at the forum. There's code there. You can see how it's done. You can see how the DAT file loading stuff is done. It's really quite interesting and fairly simple, actually. Of course, there's one other option. If you know what the seed is for the world, and you know the world was generated entirely in a particular version, you can create a new world on your client. You can explore the world wherever the different monuments and temples and witch huts and nether fortresses and all that sort of stuff are, and you can get those loaded into DAT files locally and use those DAT files. And there's even an interesting option where you can look at the minecart there. Does that mean it's full? I guess it must do. Or what's going on there? Why can I see through there? Did I not put any? That's a bit rubbish. So if you have a copy of the world locally, and you don't want to use the DAT files option, or you don't have any luck with it, or you've got moral issues with it or whatever, you can explore the parts of the world that you're interested in, and then there's an option to kind of say, when you log out of the game, when you log out of one single player game or out of the multiplayer game or whatever on a forge server, don't clear the cache. So it will remember the structures that it loaded in the previous session and reuse those. That only, you can't quit the game, but you can disconnect from a server or disconnect or leave the game in a single player world and click through the Minecraft menus to another world, and it will show you those structures. Now, obviously, if you go from one single player to another, it will ignore that. It will keep those structures cached, but it will refresh them with new structures that it loads from the game. So you're not going to benefit much if you're going from one single player to another. You can't cheat the system or anything, but you can go from a single player copy of a world and then log into the oh yes, of course, so silly, entirely forgotten this is not the other one. So you can kind of you can do that, which is quite cool. Is that going to pick it up? No, that means it's full. Does that mean the one at the top is empty? I guess it must do, because this of course means by doing this we're just going to send another one down. We should have taken some at the bottom. It does mean, of course, that we spawning. Oh, pants. How many have we got up here? We've got the full up here as well. Okay, so what I might do is drop down, pick up a couple out of here. Oh no, that's been taken. Oh, of course, yeah, I've taken one. Wow, I'm so derpy tonight. I don't know what is wrong with me. Right, I'll take these out. I'm going to put these in a chest. Oh no, I'll put the chest behind the elevator. These chests are all about the stuff I'm mining out, so I don't really want to mix them up. I'll stick this chest here. Don't know why I covered that up. Okay, so I think we're pretty much there actually. Let's think about this. I don't want to do any more here because that's really boring. It's great grindy stuff. And if there are lots of people on the chat, you can have a chat and frequently like ask me a question and I'll answer it. Since there's not many on, it doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. So let's go and do a little bit of a tour. We did this on the first stream, but we didn't have the streams recording and archiving on Twitch at the time. So there isn't actually a stream, a past broadcast on Twitch that you can get to that has the details. So anyway, you've seen this. This will ultimately be a with a skeleton farm, Snocrash design, and it is a really cool design, really great throughput, and we've done some stuff here to kind of make it a bit better throughput than normal farms. So first thing is that we've got. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just log into my other account. One sec, and then what that will allow me to do is that it's going to allow me to take a look at the thing using my camera account. We'll keep both accounts on so we can kind of switch between them. Let me just hold me one sec, guys. Whilst I do that, I will be right back, as it says. Just logging in now. My camera account. Excuse me. Oh, I can show you the other things as well, can't I, at the same time? I can show you the beacon. Wow, it's generally. So you should be seeing this now, hopefully. So this is the block. I did the tree as it was. I came up with beds and I cleared it all out. I did have to go down, build a massive pillar back up, put a layer of dirt along in all these holes where the TNT has done its work, and fill this back in. I did get a bit over zealous with some of these things, and I nearly made it an extra block wider until I realised. So thankfully I stopped. So that's cool. So that's all done, and I was perfectly on target, as you saw in the previous stream. So then we've got this whole huge area. So what I did is I came up from here. Look at that lighting formation, a little glitch on the top there. So what I did was I came up through the tunnel. The tunnel before kind of came out to about here and stopped. About here and stopped. It was a circle like that one. Stopped just out here. So then I dug up through the rock face up to the top, right up here, and then I dug out, and I dug a too high cavity, and I broke all like up to the bedrock above me, and placed TNT, a couple of blocks of TNT above in a bunch of places. Then I came all the way along, went all the way around, dug loads and loads. Took me quite a while to do. Once I'd done all of that, I had sort of a three block gap between each tunnel, and I would just walk back through, filled them with TNT. And then once I'd finished that, I stepped back down and I was doing poke holes all the way through as well to check for lava and to get rid of any lava that was there, so we didn't have loads and loads of lava dropping down. And then I dropped down 2 blocks underneath the previous one and repeat the whole process again. I didn't dig up this time, obviously, because we had TNT there, and I dug tunnels backwards and forwards, strip mined the area, got loads and loads of quartz, loads and loads of netherrack, which I turned into brick. Lots of it despawned because I couldn't fit it in my inventory, and then filled it with TNT again. Same deal. 1 layer of TNT all the way along that thing, then did the same, kept going down until I reached openings and worked my way around openings and everything. There was another fortress here after all, there in fact, and then just once I got to that, came onto the nether fortress, put loads of TNT on the nether fortress, and then disappeared. So there was a massive lava lake under here. The whole of this area was huge. Is still, but was a huge lava lake. So I didn't have to do anything. Didn't have to worry about that. And then I came back over to here, and I set a light. Stood in my little corner bit here, and I set a light to the TNT. And I stood here, and I really regretted it. The server crashed so many times, it's unreal. I lost count of the number of times the server crashed, and you end up with weird stuff like this. So this is actually not a good one to see. Where is it? There's one around here somewhere where they're just like bits of like bits of nether fortress hanging around, and at the other end there's another nether fortress, and there's actually like random blocks just floating in the air where it's completely obliterated. There we are, look, like blocks floating. So that's pretty cool. So we've got all of that. Then I had a bit of time swimming around in lava, trying to sort out as many of the source block issues as I could. There was a lot of running lava around the edges where there was a few islands, so that took me a little while to do. But yeah, so let's change our screen back to the other account. One sec. Switch over to this account, and we'll leave the camera account logged in, and then what we can do is we can switch back if we need to. So let's take a run along here. So this is a really long tunnel. This was built over the weekend, and the thing that really gets me, the OCD in me, is put these torches exactly 10 blocks apart. And this is a huge tunnel, and it doesn't take long actually. You can sort of walk backwards, laying down the half slabs. You can pull the sides up fairly easily and do the same thing. Get the roof on, iron bars in. It's pretty dark at this point, but because it's all half slabs, lower half slabs all the way along, you don't have to worry about stuff spawning. So there's no gas spawning in your tunnel or anything like that. There's no pavement spawning. So it's entirely enclosed, which is great because nobody likes to have issues in the nether, and this just sort of pretty much stops all the issues. So along here is the ocean monuments. So I'll start with this one. Actually, there's no point starting with this one. This one leads to an unprocessed ocean monument. It's ready to be done. Some of the other guys want to have a go. There are 3 really, really close to each other. So what we've done is we've said that I'll have one of them. Uroth can have one. Suido can have another one. Each person can have their own monument, and they can do what they want with it. So what I wanted to do is go through the portal. What's wrong with you, man? What I want to do with mine is to make it fun. And I chose to use the it's slime blocked. Slime trunks. Oh hello, are we in a cloud? Yes we are. Let's turn the clouds off, shall we? Because that looks really strange. Clouds off. Done. Okay, great. So this is the top sort of AFK location for this farm, and if we'll get the other account over now, so we'll log in with that one. We're still logged in, so I'll switch him over, and then we should be able to bring over to me inside my own head. Right, so this is a fully AFKable ocean monument farm. It's been entirely mined out down to bedrock. That took ages. Days and days and days of time. Many pickaxes and diamonds, much TNT, lots and lots of dropping sand into sand or gravel into lava. I had to pretty much clear a big section of the deep ocean. Over here was gravel, so it was great. I had loads and loads of gravel I could drop down in to do this. So so there's loads of that done, lots and lots of diorite, you can see came out of it. I had loads of diorite from other projects as well, so that was really good. We could build lots of this stuff, big walls and stuff. And it uses the ZipKrowd design, so it is really super efficient. I think I AFK'd for a night and the full storage system was full. Now the cool thing is that it's entirely controllable from the top. So I can stand up there, there's me standing up there, and I can push this button. I won't push it because the lag is ridiculous, but you push this button here. What that does is that activates this piston with a line blocks and a redstone block. That pushes down, activates this redstone, which activates this piston, and so on, and that travels all the way down. Really quick way of getting redstone to travel quite a long distance down. Now we get to this point, there's a bit of redstone here, go off through a couple of repeaters to extend the pulse, and that goes off, and it's very difficult to see, so we'll just see, really make it out. This activates all of those dispensers with water, and then at the same time that signal travels down, continues to travel down, and drops down to a monostable circuit, T flip-flop, and that activates all of these pistons. These pistons drop down into the redstone block, activate the repeater, which powers this rail, and sends all these minecarts and hoppers backwards and forwards here, picking up all of the drops from numerous guys from here, what they call the guardians, and then they drop down into the system at the bottom. So there all the carts are now. They unload their stuff. That's the whole thing. Unload systems. What will happen is, if there's a hopper, then you get this hopper. It powers this power service, powers the block, which turns the torch off, which turns the repeater, which keeps the minecart stationary. And then all of the hoppers lead down underneath into these chests. Each of these chests shares multiple hoppers running into a dropper. Dropper spits out the item stream. The streams coalesce down here into one. And they come up nice and standard loading elevator right the way up to the top. Following the same track down for the slime blocks, they go through this bit here, and there's a section of glass which you can see. So when you're stood in the AFK section, you can see items shooting up. They shoot up to the top into this 3x3 water, and then start circling. And all of these storage all of these sorting systems are using the ImpulseSV design. One slight modification. I didn't want to have the system come in, drop down, and then drop down again, because you kind of, whenever this torch is on, this block here is powered, but also the hopper that's here, because if the system fills up, and you take it as a out, it won't entirely empty this chest here. This hopper here. Which means this one will stay with 41, the one below it will be completely filled with 64 items snacks, which will never ever go away. This way, this will pull it out regardless of whether there's any power coming in, pull the items down, and then it will fill up. And that happens all the way along here. If I was to come into this particular hopper just here, it's empty. So that's pretty neat. So yes, it's empty and all the items open any of the chest, take 5 stacks out. 5 stacks will be replenished even though in a normal system you take 5 stacks out and only 1 stack will be replenished unless you want as below here. So that's really quite neat. So that's the minor modifications button. There's a couple of other things around here. There's a couple of other monuments nearby. But yes, that's that one. So let's go and have a look at the next. By the way, this after one evening of AFK, this is entirely. We don't have a squid farm on the server, so we don't have any. We don't have many exacts to be able to do things. Now there is a way of getting down here. You can break this block here, and then the ladder will get you down. You don't get a lot of. There's not a lot you can do down there. You need to take blocks with you to move around. It's a bit likely you'll break something if you mess around with it. So tend not to. But yeah. Okay, so let's take a look at something else. On the screen now. Where's my little voice? Okay, so let's take a good ride along here. So I've tried to keep some of this open, which you've seen, but generally the path is this iron bars in the middle and then all this stuff around. So we've got little signs here to say what's what. We've got the quad witch farm. Oh, look, it must be raining it here. Where's that camp? Okay, hold on 1 second. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shut that account off so it's got no sound on it, and then we can always do something about that in a bit. Right, so then there's the quad witch farm, which is a normal design. We've got an AFK location, we've got the JL2579 witch farm design. It is pretty performant. It's very much the same principle as the others. It's really great. So these pods fill up with either redstone or glowstone, using the TangoTek design, patented design for doing that. Then we've got over here, got all the different chests, all the different things. And now one thing is, we got loads and loads of sticks, loads and loads of bottles, loads and loads of gum, loads and loads of sugar and spider eyes, and not so much of the other things. So the clicking noise you can hear is actually a dropper the other side of this large chest that's destroying all the overflow sticks. And then you same, very similar design to the Ocean Monument in the way it's executed, which is really good. It's straightforward and there isn't quite a lot of new designs. Actually, it came first. The Quad Witch farm came first. So let's crack on. Next one we've got is Iron Titan. So let's jump back here and take a look. So all servers need a good supply of iron. We have an amazing supply of iron. Now, again, we have the same sort of setup with the crafting pods. So you can stand here, break the chest above you, all the iron rings down, you can craft it into blocks, throw it into the water stream, and away you go. You can't jump into the water stream yourself. You can fill the top part of your inventory up with blocks, and you can get a chest, so that when the chests drop down they fill in. So you have three things on you. You have 27 iron blocks spread out, one in each slot. In the top half of your inventory, you have an axe and you have the chest. You break all of these guys, they all drop down. You can replace the chest straight away, and drop the axe and the spare chest back in here, and then just craft like crazy and just shift click the stacks of blocks that you're crafting. You do the pressing one repeatedly on all the different slots and all that, and away you go. And then when you're finished, you drop those into the water stream. And that water stream will come and take the items down up an item elevator here, around the top, and into this mammoth source. So let's get the camera out here, because I didn't know what would be interesting to see. There's also going to be doors and stuff like this. Around about here we've got this. Now these are actually non-tileable sorters. They're not the ImpulseSV design. I built these before the ImpulseSV design had taken traction. I wanted to get as many items out as possible. So what this actually does is sorts out all the iron blocks, and they go down into these hoppers, and they go across into this chain. And what this chain does is this chain takes the items across and along this way, and they drop down into this chest. They come along the back here, drop down into this chest. This chest, then items are sucked out of this chest, and they're moving along this way in the chain, and it gets pulled out into there. So in theory, chuck an item in, it will start filling up from here, fill this up, then fill that up, then fill all the other ones up all the way along until it gets to the end. Now, you can probably hear a click. And in fact, if we sit here for a second, you'll actually see the light flash. So what's happening is we're getting iron coming up from the iron coming into the system, and all of these pods are full. All the pods have got the lights on, so they're full to the brim. And what you can see here is you got the sorter with the step back up. It steps up to here, across the top, and that turns the light on. At the same time, turning the light on, we take the same signal back up to here and turn this torch off. Now, when all of the torches are off, this block becomes unpowered, so all of this stuff is unpowered, and that means this hopper here can accept items. This hopper takes iron blocks, they come through the standard sorting system, except obviously we don't worry about locking it, because that's being done by this circuit here. The items come round here, locks this one, so it doesn't pull out the dirt block with the sword, so we always have something in there. It's kind of a sideways sorter almost, isn't it? It's like this design but across 2 blocks wide. And then the items come down into this dropper, and then this little quick clock will just spit them back out as fast as possible into the lava. And you'll see, in fact, we can, for a second, you can probably see some items shoot out into the lava here. It just stops there being loads of items spinning around the system, having absolutely there's a few, having nowhere to go, just using up entity count on the server, whatever, causing the server to be really laggy. So let's take a look at the Iron Tome. You've probably all seen the design. It's only a single layer of doors. We didn't want the full layer. There's only a handful of us playing on the server, and this thing is ridiculously overpowered. Now, one thing we did want is we wanted the golems to kind of fall, and we wanted to be able to see them fall from down here. So we had this huge tube. It's almost like this thing looks a bit like a spaceship, doesn't it? And they look like they're kind of being beamed down or something. They fall through this huge tunnel down to some suspended lava, and then into this 3x3 of hoppers that runs out into a standard sorter as per Tango's design. Now, interestingly, this is right down near bedrock. In fact, there's bedrock there. So this is really, really far down. So we don't have to worry about collecting the items, sorting out the poppies, then sending the poppies one way down a chute into something, and then sending the iron a different way into the system. We bring the golems right the way down here. They die, drop their iron. The poppies get sorted out here, and then the iron goes into this dropper and gets popped out into this water stream and up the old trusty item elevator. Of course, if this thing ever gets broken, there's going to... Oh, look, some diamonds in there. I don't want to use it, it's cheaty. So the iron comes up here and sits on the edge of there, pops around here and does the full thing, comes into the system. And this actually is probably the first build. Once I built it, and we had so much iron, it was ridiculous. I started building aesthetically with iron. Now at the same time, we have, this is the spawn chunks area, defined by the pillars of stone. And actually one thing that was really great is building this above an ocean. Because I had a ladder running up the middle here, this tube where the golems fall down. But, you know, if I'm over here running along on a platform, adding doors in or whatever, the chances are going to fall off. And I did, many, many times. And so falling off here really wasn't perilous because I just dropped into the water and away I went. Now on this world we did move the spawn. Spawn, normally this is what we're currently 24,000 something, 23,970 blocks from 0, 0. So obviously normal spawn is 0, 0 or near as damn it. This one is minus 23,970. We made the decision as a group that we'd exhausted we exhausted the resources that we had at the time, and we didn't have any of the new materials. We didn't have any quartz in the nether because the nether was really, really old. We didn't have any diorite, we didn't have any andesite, we didn't have any granite, we didn't have any of those things. So we wanted to make sure we could have those in abundance. So we moved to this area. What this area gives us obviously is a fresh slate, brand new terrain, lots of resources that we can use, and scope to build some great new farms. We had an iron farm, it was quite underpowered, it gave a small amount of iron. You couldn't make decorative builds with it, that's for sure, because there was just really wasn't enough iron. This thing is so ridiculous, it's unreal, you know, it takes a day to fill up, and then yeah, so now because we moved the spawn chunks here, we also have our clocks and command blocks set up here. I've got a few extra command blocks than we really need at the moment, but we've got stuff to do with the sleep, one player sleep. So I like to AFK on the server, especially at the gold farm or at the ocean monument or whatever, building up XP or resources or whatnot. But I don't want it so that the other players who come on have to try and get in contact with me to ask me to sleep. So what I've done is set up the single person sleep thing that xisumavoid a tutorial on. So have a look on YouTube, look for single person one player sleep, and there's also the Enderman thing to stop them picking up blocks, although it doesn't seem to work. There's also an interesting one here. This one isn't labelled, but actually this one deals with the small issue that I told you about the other day on the first stream of the crazy poppies. Not crazy poppies, peonies, tall grass stuff that just hangs around. And then the last thing of interest over here before we move on is this. When we changed our location one lunchtime in the office, we all got together, opened up our Minecraft clients, got on top of the nether and ran 3,000 blocks west from our location and created a portal at -3,000 above the nether. And when the first player came through, we were floating 128 blocks above an ocean, which was quite interesting, quite a baptism of fire. So the guys went back through, established a portal underneath the bedrock, and then we broke through the bedrock, and then once we were happy we could get up and down to that top portal and back to the old base area. Although 3,000 blocks we could at least do it. Then yes, we would we came back through and dropped down, and so that was our baptism. We dropped down into here, came over, there was a little island over here, and we set spawn over there. And once the Titan was built, once we knew where the Titan was going to be built, I figured out a good place for it, moved the spawn to the centre of this little area here where I've put the crafting bench. And so any new players spawning on the server will get some food, some iron, so that they can craft some tools. You got some wood, some iron, some food. That's enough to make a good set of iron armour, tools, and some wood and some food to last you. Okay, so let's have a look at the next thing. Next thing is probably going to be the farms above, the farms back in the nether. So there is a little tunnel. You would have seen it as we were going around then, between the hub and the iron tub. That's really, really great for getting villagers backwards and forwards, for both our horses back here now. That's good. So it's really, really great for all that sort of stuff, but it's a bit slow. I wanted to make a massive tunnel with a minecart because I wanted to try and get the achievement, but not so much. Let's go back into it. We have got a couple of things of interest over here. We got the Wither boss kill room. So this uses the 3 blocks above a piston. Get the Wither to spawn, push him up into there. There's an air block above this block, so he can be moved up into there, but he suffocates in the block, and it's really easy to kill. The whole area is half stabbed, so you won't accidentally hurt a pigman or anything crazy like that. So that's all fine there. And then we've got the gold farm. Gold farm is the Snocrash donut design. I think I showed you briefly in the stream the other day when I went out that way. We've got this little slip woolly gator, whatever it's called, thing here. You can jump out at this point and walk out of here. And notice as I do, it activates the line and sends that minecart up to the top. Minecart gets to the top, drops back down and replenishes the supply at the bottom. This is where the portal, that first portal that we created that takes us to the floating portal in the overworld. There is another one over in this general direction, I believe, that is for the witch farm, but it's quite far away, so that's quite useful. That was great there before we had all the tunnels below. And then there's this little contraption, which I'll talk about in a sec. We drop back down and go back in the cart, and this time we're going to go right the way to the top. So to go to the top, we need to click on this button. Now, I was very selective when breaking the bedrock at that point. I've made the hole bigger than the... It was only a 5 by 5. It obviously needed to be bigger. So I was then very selective about what bedrock I broke, what bedrock I saved, so that I could create that little platform. So nothing will spawn there, so I don't need to worry about carts coming up and having pigmen spawning or anything crazy like that. So this is a standard design of the donut. The only difference is this is an odd number rather than an even number. The Snocrash one is an even number. I really like odd numbers because odd numbers you have a middle. So you have a middle here, which you have a middle, and you have a middle here, which is the middle, and so you stand in the very middle. And when you move slightly forward, you're now slightly off the middle, but you are still in the middle. Taking a leaf out of Impulse's book, we have the string here to activate the whole system. I am considering moving the string up. There is a small issue with the string in that if you step away, XP kind of jumps up and then hangs around, and that is the XP hanging there is enough to keep the system active, which means more XP will get fired up, which means the system stays active, which means more XP gets fired up, which means the system stays active, and you can keep repeating that over and over. It never stops. So standard deal, stand next to the glass, that will activate the system below. Ooh, there's a little guy there. You can throw your snowball, which is in this chest. You can throw it at target practice. This guy's called target practice. I, for some reason, named two name tags. So this guy's called target practice. I think that's because on the other gold farm we have in the old area, the guy despawned us how to create and get a new guy in. So let's have a look at how the system works in the other mode. So let's get across to the gold farm. So we've got that string, activates this piston, powers the line here, deactivates this torch, retracts this slime block thingy. Notice that we've got a transparent block here, so we don't have to worry about pigmen spawning here, because they don't spawn on top of the transparent block. This removes the redstone block and allows this clock to start doing. With this redstone block here in the way, this repeater chain will be powered all the time, as therefore will this this torch, which means this will be pushed out. Everything will be in the right in the right area. So this is the standard thing, all the standard stuff, no craziness. Quite close to the ladder or the elevator. Now the difference is I've added a few things. So firstly, I noticed a lot of items were scooting across from this one here. A lot of items were scooting across from here, across onto the slime block and just jumping up and down, which is not ideal. So what we have is a minecart hopper, minecart thingy here, which just picks up a bunch of stuff. It still doesn't get everything, unfortunately, but it gets quite a lot of stuff. That pulls back down into here. We've got a chain of hoppers with furnaces on the top, and then we have a triple sorter. And it's a really simple triple sorter. We've got nuggets, ingots, and rotten flesh. Everything else comes into this little dropper with a slow clock that just burns it into lava. So exactly the same deal as the iron farm, the witch farm, and all those other things. Then these items get taken out, put in these chests, and those chests are in line with the torches, so the torches don't power the chest, therefore no problem. These don't ever fill up because stuff is immediately pulled out into another dropper clock circuit with a high-speed clock, and they get spat out of here at a rate of knots, and they go down these tubes. And this way you can AFK up there, and then when you want to get your gold or your zombie flesh, you just drop down the hole and away you go. Now these have a couple of little tweaks. This would obviously fill up, overflow, then you'd have loads of zombie flesh or gold hanging around here, building up, lagging out the server, causing all sorts of issues. So when this first hopper here fills to the brim, this comparator, which has a full 15 signal coming in from the side, powers this piston. When the piston powers, it pushes the redstone block from next to this redstone, which is powered, to next to this redstone, which is powered. Except whilst it moves, this whole thing unpowers, which causes it to turn off and back on again, which causes this dispenser to put out the lava it's got or retract the lava. So if I were to come in with a normal account and take one item from here, this piston would retract, this lava would retract, and then one item would come down. When that item comes down, that would fill that hopper, this lava would be put back on again. So at most you get one item hanging around for 5 minutes before it despawns. You don't get hundreds or thousands, because this thing fills up really quick with rotten flesh. This side is a lot slower with the gold. But AFKing for one night did fill all of these 8 double chests with gold nuggets and gold ingots, and so when I came down, this was on, and I had 367 levels of XP. So yeah, so that's that. And then, you know, if anyone wants to come in and just get some gold, they can come in and get some gold. They don't have to go right the way to the top. They just get off at the bedrock, get some gold, and they can jump back through, jump back down, and they're back in the system again. Okay, so what's being chucked up here? Oh, nuggets. Those nuggets have been thrown up and down, I guess because the guy probably fell and died on the cacti or something. Okay, so let's see what else there is. There is one more thing, or a couple more things, I guess, that you could see. Just see what the server's got, all the different things we've got in here. So I can drop down here and I can come out there if I wanted to. I can stay in here and drop all the way to the bottom. Again, I've got the same dealie with the pressure plate. I have put in a block here, and then I've had to put stairs here to make that kind of easier. I just wanted people to not accidentally walk onto that. As they were coming off, you could come off here and accidentally walk onto this, especially if this was a single block. If this was, you know, was a full block rather than a lower half slab. So yeah, so that's that. So what else have we got? We've got the hub, which you saw briefly in the stream the other day, and then there's some more stuff, some new stuff happening up there. So Cerrido's castle is, I'm not sure that's how you pronounce his name, but we'll go with that. He's got a castle on a hill, and so I created him a dummy portal, and a dummy portal in his castle. that will line up with each other without interfering with the one in the hub, and it will allow him to create that portal. So he knows where he needs to put the portal. So let's have a look at the hub. So in the hub we have the nether portal section, which I think I showed a tweet some time ago. I tweeted out to a few guys and said, hey, like, this is what we've got. It's really cool. It just looks like the nether a little bit, but not quite. We've got some good amount of lava here with the orange glass. We've got the nether wart, which we've got quite a lot of anyway, so it's not here for a farm, more for aesthetics. Random bits of fire, glowstone, lava, nether quartz, all that sort of jazz. Then we've got this area, which is our enchanting area, which is a full 30, level 30 enchant area. We've got the lapis, blueness, that's wool, with some lapis blocks in here. Then we've got a couple of chests with books. I raided the stronghold and destroyed all the bookcases in the stronghold and got all of the books from there. I also touched on one of the other strongholds and got 33 bookshelves, which is great. And then there's a set of armor enchant books and a set of item enchant books. If you don't enchant anything, you can drop it in one of the two chests. That makes sense. I tend to go for the highest enchant. So if you've got Unbreaking 3 and efficiency, then you put that in the items. If you had efficiency and protection, and you had a protection 5 and efficiency 1, you put that in armor. Now, the only issue we have is that we moved from spawn location at 0, 0 to a spawn location at minus 23,000. And as a result, there is no stronghold anywhere near us. Stronghold is 200 blocks from the original spawn. So there's no way of us getting to the end at all. So we conceded as a group and built this area, which is our end portal. Goes to the end, and at the moment there's nothing there. Like I said, I just killed the dragon and used it to get some of the cheese and to get some ender girl eggs, as Slipgator says. So we've not really done anything there. So we may do that in the future. Then you've got the spiral staircase up to the next level. Next level has a few things. My cats, which you heard and saw the other day. I keep saying yesterday, but it wasn't yesterday, was it? We've got the AFK fishing farm. You can go and get some fish, name tags, rotten flesh, all that sort of stuff. We've got a piece of gravel here, which I'm assuming an Enderman left for me as a little prezi. Which would suggest that the command blocks aren't working. It's slightly annoying. We've got that massive tunnel that goes back to the Iron Titan and comes back this way, goes underwater and all sorts of wonderful things with blue glass. And then when the incoming minecart hits this detector rail, it sends this minecart off and back up the track. It's fully powered because we used loads of gold from the old gold farm. Then we got these corridors, one here and one over there. So this one goes down to a triple skeleton spawner, and also goes into a taiga biome. So we use that to I've used that to store my little snow machine. The old snow golem in a block space. There's 4 blocks of snow constantly, and then down here we've got the Skelly spawner, triple Skelly spawner, and all that. There's a nice ravine here which I've lit up. I've forgotten I'd done that actually. And so you can come into here, drop down, and sit in this position. And in this position, all 3 of the spawners, when you're sat here, all 3 of the spawners are activated. So if you move anywhere else, only 2 of them are. So it's really precise. You have to be sat there. And then so we've got 1 spawner is over in that general direction. There's 1 spawner over in that general direction, and I memory serves, is one down there, which is the furthest one away. So you can see these guys, they drop right down to the same level as this spawner, and they come up here, along, and then have quite a shallow drop actually, down to here. So we have some lava just there. So the guys drop down, they drop through the lava, catch on fire, and they drop to half a heart. So then you can just once they've gone out, you can just one punch kill them, or splash potion of healing. Now, once you've got all the guys here you want to wait for them all to be down half a heart. Of course, there's loads of them. I think it's okay. So when you've got 80 or 100 or however many 300 skellies, you want them all to get down to half heart, but some of them are going to be on fire, some of them are just going to come out. So you can push this and that disables the elevator, so they start to hang around here. And there are loads of them, they just hang around here, they can't get up any further. These guys are all down to half a heart, all the guys that are in the system have dropped down, everything's fine. We don't have to worry about how far they fall, because the lava does the trick. As long as they fall far enough to fall through the lava, it will reset their fall damage, so they won't take any damage from falling. So it doesn't matter if they jump at the top, as long as they fall far enough to get through the lava without trying to swim in it. Then once they're all out, you can throw the splash potion, and hey presto, they are all die. All their items shoot out all over the place. You pick most of them up. Then these hoppers pick the remaining ones up and take them down and fill up these chests with arrows, bows, rubbishy armour, so all of those ones that are stuck in that tube are now here, all catching fire. And then when you leave, you just push this button, and any that are left get given an extra shot of lava, and any new ones that fall down will fall through one lava into another lava and then just die from lava, and all their items will get incinerated. And of course you can leave by the normal approach. Now the cool thing with this is if there's no minecart, you're kind of got a problem, in that you come over here, right, you push the button, you look down, there's no minecart. So what you need is a new minecart in here. Sometimes people do make the silly mistake, like I just did, of breaking the minecart, and I don't really want to put a block and a rail and then a minecart and then break the block and then collect the rail and then da-da-da. So this system will dispense a new minecart. Now if you want to see this, it's not in action because you don't have the minecart entities in this world, but if you go to my plot on the xisumavoid world, you can see this very system in action, and you can see how it works. But I'll give you a quick rundown with the camera account. So let's get the camera account over, and I can show you it working. Okay, so here it is. It's difficult to see, but we've got a sticky piston here with a rail, and we've got this block here. So when you push the button, first thing that happens is this triple piston extender. Well, actually, the first thing that happens is that a piece of power comes along here, causes this slime block to move up in a T flip-flop kind of way, takes the power off this system, which then causes the triple piston extender to retract the glowstone block that is there, and that gets retracted all the way up, right out of the way, and then this block is then, there's a short delay, this block here is pushed into towards the middle, the rail track is pushed on top of the block, brief, like a tick later, the dropper then, dispenser then dispenses a minecart onto the rail. The rail is retracted and the block is retracted at the same time, so you don't have to worry about the rail track kind of popping off. The minecart falls down, and then the triple piston extender pushes. By this point, another signal has come around, another T flip-flop situation has occurred. This pulls this back down onto the system here and extends that triple piston extender down and pushes the glowstone block into place. But by that point, the minecart has dropped to its new home, which is here. So it saves faffing around with, like I said, saves faffing around with all that stuff that you have to do when you want to get a minecart onto a glowstone block. Right, so let's move on from here. And let's have a look at the other end. So the other end is a much grander thing. It is a slime farm. It's a triple slime farm. I did look for a quad, but there's not one that's near. There is one, but it's 1,000 blocks away. And I wanted to have this stuff close to the hub, so that when people are hanging around in the hub, they they can get access to slime blocks easily. This is the little area. The other side of this wall is where all the platforms are. I'm not going to get the camera out to show you this. I'm going to go and have a look at this from the other side. But we've got some droppers and stuff happening. Behind this wall that fill these chests up, and then just break the chests, get slime blocks everywhere, and then craft them and put them into this. So we have loads and loads of slime blocks in there, and a big version of elevator, minecart elevator with slime blocks. Okay, so that's that floor. In a sec I'll go and show you the mechanism, I'm going to show you the slime farm. It's normal design. And then at the top here we've got sorting system, and I've shown you this in the stream the other day. All the items have their own sorters, everything's all sorted out, and there's item sorters above here and whatnot. We've got a bunch of brewing stands that have automatic water bottle replenishment, and we have a super duper super smelter that does 9 items at once, so it's really fast. You can chuck some stuff in there and it's really super quick. And then we have these guys. It's a small handful of villagers, but 2 of them have been killed by baby zombies. Not ideal, unfortunately, but these chests are the overflow chests, so if too much stuff comes to the system or items that don't get sorted go in there. Okay, so let's come outside here. So we've got a couple of things out here. Something that I built, a real quick and dirty mushroom farm that seems to be really very slow. This thing is pretty cool. This is by one of the other players on the server called Kintaro. He is building a oval base. He does play on another server, so unfortunately he hasn't spent as much time on that as he probably would want to, based on conversations we've had. But he's got other stuff to do. He's trying to build a lighthouse, which looks pretty cool on that server. So let's go down here briefly, and I'm going to show you the if this is the right place, which it is. I'm going to show you the slime farm quickly before I show you the last few farms we've got on the server here. So up, down. Excuse me. So this is the This is the slime farm. Lots of slimes, it would appear, all dropping at the same time. Hello, big guy. So source blocks in the corners here and along the wall. pushes the slimes down towards the middle, and once they're in the middle, they get washed down to this one, they get washed down to that one. So it's just like source there, sources along this wall, sources along the middle. So there's 3 chunks. In fact, if I turn the B on, you can see the 3 chunks. Was it just 2? Is it just 2? Oh, I thought it was 3. Oh. I'm disappointed now. I thought it was a 3. Maybe it was a 2. So yes, they spawn on this in these platforms, drop down pretty much from their own volition. Sometimes they drop down right off this edge here, and they would fall on top of the cactus and die, and their items would get destroyed. And I didn't really want to have hoppers inside the cactus area back there where the glowstone is. So this water stream here flows across from here to the other side. So anything that does fall down there gets washed over to here, and then that obviously gets pushed back into the cactus, and then the cactus, the items are moved around the cactus, down here, through the wall, into the system. Ow! Into the system that I showed you a moment ago. Depth driver is amazing, isn't it? Look at that. Just like running through flowing water. Okay, let's get up out of here. Thank God for that staircase, because that makes that job pretty easy. Okay, so what else have we got to see on the tour? So we've got the derpy sheep head thing. I'll come back to that in a sec. So we've got this dude over here, which is a melon and pumpkin farm. xisumavoid design. It was on the Hermitcraft season 2, or season 1. I can't remember. And it's got the little clock timer jobby inside here underneath the ground that just does the thing. It actually does something different to the standard design. So standard design does a pulse every so many minutes. This one does something just a little bit different. So what this one does is does a double pulse. So it does one pulse through this monostable circuit, and pulse shortener goes up through the tower, goes up through that tower of redstone lamps, and causes all the pistons to push out to break all of the melons and pumpkins. And then a short delay afterwards, it happens again. And what I'd found was looking at the farm, there were lots and lots of melons and pumpkins hanging around on the edges where they'd been broken off, and they were hanging around, let's say, where the pumpkins were and the melons were, where they currently are, whatever, and so the items would be hanging around on that area, which is not ideal, because there'd be loads of them. So the double pulse then pushes any of those items that are hanging around into the water stream and all the way down to the bottom. As well as that farm, we also have a Mumbo designed sugarcane farm. Now we're fully stacked with sugarcane, so I've come into each of these and turned them off by flicking the lever here. Now it's really difficult to kind of get this all sorted out, but yes, in essence that locks them all off, so we'd have to do an update on one of the pistons to get that to work. Maybe another time. And they all drop down into this water stream. Now the pumpkin and melon farm is above me just here, and in fact it's here, and so you can see them all. So they would fall down in the stream as well, and they would come along here and drop down through this hole here into a water stream that runs around to the item elevator and into the sorting system in the hub. Now there's one other farm that pushes its items in this manner, which is the wheat farm. Now it's not a compact design, it's a terraced design. So there's all the different wheats. We used to have carrots and potatoes there, but not anymore. All the different wheat at the top in a sort of terrace design, and yeah, you just push a button at the top that washes all of the wheat down into the water stream. All the seeds are sorted out, and all of the wheat goes down through the water streams and across to item elevator. Oh look, there's a zombie. There's not enough light in there. Obviously not. Hello, Mr. Zombie. How are you? Are you looking for some villagers? Not anymore. I'll get that XP, may as well. A couple of extra bits of a bit towards the next level. So then we got the old sheep farm in here. This is a fairly recent addition. This just uses the false symmetry sort of style grass up with the glass around to stop them dropping down. Luckily, because this is a too high gap, we don't get any Endermen coming in. Because that is a 2.5, we don't get any Endermen coming in, so they're not stealing the grass, which is good, because otherwise all the sheep would disappear, which would be really bad. So yeah, so that's that. You can just come in here, and then on these levels there's like a white section, a glass section. You can just colour these whatever colour you want. So if you wanted loads of them as a yellow, you can colour all of these guys yellow. So you've got twice as many yellow, and if you really, really wanted yellow, lots of it, you could colour these guys yellow as well. And then you've got 3 lots of yellow for each yield. And because there's so much grass around to seed, you don't have to worry about it running out. It'll always grow back. Excuse me. And then, last but by no means least, we've got these guys. These are the villager-powered chicken. I need to say chicken. Villager-powered potato and carrot farms. Now, these are so amazing. We have 4 double chests full of carrots and 4 double chests, 4 or 5 double chests full of potatoes. And there's so many that this now is on a burn all of the potatoes thing. So just, you can see the drips coming down. There's lava there inside this. I'm just about to see it there, look, lava. So only the items drop into this water stream and get pushed across to the lava. If we wanted the items to go towards the sorting system, if we use loads of carrots or potatoes, let's say for trading, we can push this button, flip the system around, push the water that way, so now any items dropping down will go into that system, and hey presto, and that is the other way. Now, that is a design by WoolyCreeper. It is an amazing design, I must add, and yeah, really, really impressed with that. Now, I have actually got a wheat farm that is the same footprint using villagers, which I need to put together a tutorial for. I did actually delete the world that I built it. I have screenshots of the track configuration, and that is about it. So I need to do that again from the very beginning. And then there's this little thing over here. Look, oh, with the zombie guest. That is a. Oh, hello. Come on, zombies. Oh, gosh, my aim is terrible tonight. Got him. There. And that is another WoolyCreeper design. This is what was used to get all of the villagers for the Iron Titan, which was originally going to be here. I changed my mind and moved it, so this is in a non-ideal location. But yes, so these guys are all here this guy on the piston with the glowstone is disabling the farm. If I flick this lever, he'll pull down, and click the buttons now, they'll start jumping and start breeding. So yeah, so that is really it. I mean, that's quite a lot of stuff in here. All this stuff has been built in, I guess, the last 6 to 8 months since we changed the location. If anyone's interested, let me know over Twitter or whatnot. I might give you a tour of the old area and the old farms and stuff we have here, and it's like terrain generated in 1.3, 1.4. There are some interesting builds. Seward's old castle over there is pretty impressive. I think his new one is going to be pretty good. You can just about make out that diorite portal over there in the distance. Yeah, so that's that really. We probably need a cow farm. We probably need a sheep. Well, we've got the sheep farm. We probably need a pig farm. I'm thinking potentially of doing something like the Doc M passive mob spawner, especially if you did that in the spawn chunks. Because the spawn chunks are entirely water, there's no worry about stuff spawning there. If you were over a set on that platform or in an AFK booth or whatever over in that area, you'll be able to spawn loads and loads and loads and loads of cows, sheep, whatnot. We just need to figure a way of storing them in the nether or killing them in the overworld and harvesting their goodies. Okay, so I think that's it for this evening, guys. Let me know over Twitter or whatever if there's anything you want to see in a future episode, future stream. I'll be happy to build anything or look at doing certain things. I can show you some like I said, I can show you the old farms in the old area with the old stuff we had before, the massive railway track that runs around the whole area, the lava sculpture that looks remarkably phallic. There's all sorts of things. There's loads and loads and loads of cool things. There's a triple Skelly spawner. There's a triple with a skeleton spawn pads, which you just have to walk around and kill these guys in. There's loads of stuff like that. So there's loads of things to look at in the old area. The new stuff is obviously using a lot of the new mechanics in the game. So it's either more performant, more OP, or just has a higher yield or whatever. So yeah. So anyway, take it easy, guys. Thanks for watching. And like I said, let me know. Reach out on Twitter. Follow me on Twitch if you want to hear about any future streams. Follow me on Twitter or chat to me on Twitter if you want to talk to me about anything. If you're interested in joining the server potentially, then let me know. Send me a video or give me some links to stuff you've done already. Screenshots, that type of thing will be pretty cool. We're certainly willing to take in new members if the right person comes along. So yeah, so hope you've enjoyed this stream. It's been a little bit longer than the previous one, and yeah, have a really amazing rest of your day if you're in the US, or if you're in Europe. Go to sleep. It's really late. I don't know what's wrong with you. You must be mad staying up watching me. Great. Thanks, guys. Bye.